first and 10. Wilkins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it now. E-double-L. I said so, I keep big bills up in my...
Okay, so Playmaker Film Review Part 2 was going to be against second to none, who is the Jaguars. And with him, I actually prepared my ass off. Here's our playoff game, and first play of the game, he came out in a formation that he's never showed me and hit me with a play I just wasn't ready for, and took it 64 yards. Ended up scoring the next play. So 2 plays into the playoff game and got an easy touchdown. So I was nervous as hell, but he went back to it in the third quarter. By that time, he showed it to me once, so I was ready for it the next time, he came and took it away from him. And with him, he actually has quite a few tendencies, and I wasn't even sure which one to actually put in the video. So right here, that's a really unique post route that he has with 2 drags at the bottom. So next time he showed me that when we played, I was able to take that away from him. And so I decided not to go with that. He also has like this levels concept that he does. It's kind of unique because he has 3 different variations to it, and he'll eat you alive. But after some adjustments, I took the levels away from him as well. All right, so here we are, 1-point game in the NFC Championship, and he has the tendency to actually take his free safety when we're in the red zone and move him to the opposite side of the field with the strong safety. And I haven't figured that one out yet, but by him being out of position, not only was he out of position, but he even started in the wrong direction. Now, in this particular play, that safety would have been the only person that would have had a chance to make the tackle. And if he's home, he probably makes the tackle, but that touchdown put me in the Super Bowl. And also, here he is, different squad, same thing. He controls the safety, and he moves him to the opposite side of the field with the strong safety. And now in this particular play, the safety did come up and he filled the gap, but he ended up getting picked up by the lineman. Now the pull-in guard that ended up picking him up would have been actually picking up the linebacker, and if the safety stayed home, he would have had a free one-on-one shot with the running back. All right, so what I'm truly looking for above everything else that I've already mentioned is right there. When he's in a 2-4-5, he's going to take his outside linebacker. It's probably the fastest linebacker on his squad, who's lined up as a defensive end in a 2-4-5, and he pulls him out for pass coverage. But that leaves just 2 defensive linemen to take on 5 blockers. And when I recognize that, I'll just call it a draw. So with a draw by design, everybody's first reaction on defense is going to play the pass. So he has 9 guys in pass coverage with just, again, 2 linemen to take on 5 or sometimes 6 blockers. And when he does that, that's a matchup that he's never going to win. So again, he's basically taking himself out of position. And more times than not, I'm just going to run the ball to the spot that he vacated, the spot that he actually should have been his gap assignment should have actually been covering to begin with. So same thing here, but he blitzed everybody. So I just bounced it outside. And here we go again. Now right here, he has the outside linebacker. Sometimes he doesn't do it that much often, but he will pull the outside linebacker. He's basically 12 yards deep like he's a safety. And he's way out of position. And again, that's leaving just 2 down linemen to take on 6 blockers. And the draw, get everybody sucked back a little bit. And I didn't get what I wanted right there. I thought I should have got much more yards based on that matchup. So I went hurry up offense, did the same exact thing, and picked up a decent amount of yards. So here we go, fast forward back to Madden 19. Same concept. This time he didn't actually sack back 12 yards, and he stayed home. So I just overloaded the other side of the field, but same results. So that's the first thing I look for. So the second thing I'm looking for when he's doing this, when he's basically, again, using them in pass coverage. So when I recognize that, I'll burn a timeout if I'm not in the right play, and I'm going to attack it immediately, because his tendency showed me that when he does this, he doesn't just do it once or twice. For some reason, he stays in that play for maybe a string of 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive plays. So when I get that window, I always try to attack it. And there's 2 things. 1, I recognize there's no pass rush. And 2, he leaves the deep middle uncovered, as you just saw me highlighting right there. So here we go again. I recognize again, he's pulling a pass rusher away. So I have all the time I need. And again, the deep middle is not covered. All right, so here we are, another matchup early in the game, first quarter actually, and I didn't even recognize what defense he was in, and I just threw a quick check down, but immediately I saw he did it. Deep middle, wide open, uncovered. And again, as I mentioned, his tendency when he does this, he stays in it for 3, 4, 5, 6 plays at a time. So I didn't waste any time. The very next play, draw up something and attack that deep middle, because it's always, damn, I miss having Brandon Cooks. But anyway, come right back to it a couple of drives later, because again, he would stay in it for a string of plays. So that's his tendency. So once he's in it, I'm gonna keep taking my shots. Again, I'm gonna mix it in. I'm gonna keep him honest. I'll run some draws, just to make him pay for only having 2 linemen. But I'll pick my spots, and I used to make him pay. Okay, so playoff game, Madden 19, 2-point game. I'm actually losing. We're in the third quarter, and then he jumps into that defense. So I highlighted right there, outside linebacker. He's 15 yards deep before I even make my 5-step drop. And he has his inside linebacker and quarterback contained. So that's 2 guys that are backing coverage. And he only has 2 dudes pressuring the quarterback. His guy right here, he's in contain, but he's not even rushing the QB. So he gave me all the time in the world. It was an easy play, check down, but that let me know that he was going to do it again. Because as I showed you in the previous clips, when he does this play, he doesn't just do it once. It's a continuous, like 4, 5, 6 play rotation. So basically, the very next play, that was the first time I was comfortable enough all game to sit back and let a long play develop downfield, and I broke the game open. All right, so then on the very next drive, I actually knew I would have the time for this route that takes even longer to develop from one side of the field to the next. And then this play takes even longer to develop. Again, I knew I would have the time to do it, so I just showed you how I was losing 10-12 in the playoffs and literally broke the game wide open only because he went to that defense. And he's one of the most toughest, one of my most difficult matchups here. But and he's definitely beat me before, but in my opinion, he actually beats himself, at least against me, when he goes ahead and goes to the 2-4-5 and starts pulling a pass rusher into coverage.